Weariness and joy are strange bedfellows. I remember several years ago when my family and I were caught in freezing rain and snow as we drove 560 miles from Austin to El Paso, which was usually a 9-hour trip. We had left on time, but the roads deteriorated quickly, and we were slowed to driving a snail's pace. Despite our slow pace, the wind was blowing so hard against us that the ice that formed on the radio antenna formed into horizontal icicles with the dangerous ends pointing back toward us inside the car. Mile after mile, we passed cars spun off to the side of the road. Our old minivan wasn't known for being the most reliable. The heater would give out without notice, and the dashboard lights would flash on and off without reason. Furthermore, our van was encased in a shell of ice, which made switching drivers a challenge, but Andy and I were reluctant to open the doors anyway and let out the heat, given our 2 children in car seats and our 2 dogs in the back. We were about 90 miles away from home when everything came to a stop. They had shut down the road. The split highway ahead was just a sea of red brake lights. There was nowhere to go and nothing we could do but just wait. So we waited in our minivan with the unreliable heater blasting, the children and dogs sleeping, and Andy and I both kept awake by our anxiety despite the weariness of the journey. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours went by. At nearly 2 a.m, the cars up ahead started moving, and we resumed slowly driving what was still a long ride home. I would like to tell you that we were greeted by the most beautiful sunrise on that last stretch to our house, but we were not. We arrived with everything still as dark and as cold as the journey had been the whole way through. We were frustrated and a little bitter, and oh, so very weary. We fumbled our keys in the door, first scooping up the kids and then the dogs. And yet, as we locked the front door behind us with everyone we loved inside, we rejoiced. After passing so many cars spun out on the road, after being passed by so many ambulances, we knew how fortunate and how very blessed we were. Weariness and joy are strange bedfellows. We too easily confuse joy with elation, too easily forget that weariness is the result of dogged persistence and perseverance. But joy is not elation, and weariness is what comes from not giving up. As we wait for the advent of so much we long for, health, peace, for healing, and for Jesus' return, let's not give up, lest we miss experiencing the joy that is waiting for us at the end of this journey.